Should give these two this week, and then they just need to talk about it. Alright, it's 6:30 as of my clock. So we'll call this meeting to order. You have the amended agenda in front of you. Is there any additions or deletions to that agenda at this point? If not, we just need a motion to approve.
I move we move, nope, we're done already. I move we approve the agenda.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We'll go to consent items. If anybody has any questions or concerns, or we can get a motion to approve the consent items, which you should all have already.
I would just do one typo
It's fine.
to correct. In public comments, when Leslie Campbell spoke about safe kids, make the correction instead of safe kids, safe kids.
Listen, you to type.
I guess so.
Okay.
I have fat fingers.
All right, so we have that amendment to it. We just need a motion to approve the consent items.
I'll make that motion to approve the consent items as amended.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Moving on. Going to C, public comments on non-agenda items. This is your time from the public. You can have 5 minutes to speak on anything you would like to speak on. And we can kind of go from there. Is there anybody want to say anything, have any conversations? All right, hearing none, we will go to D, new business, opening bids for the city cleaning of city buildings.
This is from Monica Castleman. The monthly cost for 3 facilities for $850 a month. And then anything extra, looks like she added her hourly rate of $35 an hour.
And that's what cleaning service,
Monica Castleman,
that business?
I think she has a side business where she cleans.
What would be extra than what we put in now?
If somebody destroys the building.
Oh.
Anything above.
Okay, I was like, ugh.
What was
I was
the,
gonna say, how do we figure, like, what's,
Yeah,
okay.
that makes sense.
what was listed in the scope of it? And it's listed here.
Yeah, we had a pretty good list
And
on
in the contract.
That's what I
on the
thought,
bids.
so, okay.
What were we paid previously, before Bob was doing it?
I don't remember.
I tried it.
It was $25 an hour.
I was gonna say, that's what I thought.
And we just did an hourly rate previously?
Mhm.
Okay.
Is that pretty reasonable then?
Yeah, because from what I've been told, we could bid as high as $60 an hour.
Oh.
Now, plus there's more to it this time around, right?
We added the fire station,
Yeah.
but that's once a month. But this building gets used so much that this is a difficult building to clean.
Okay.
So you gotta figure that into
What was the monthly rate again?
850.
This bid has gone out twice,
Mhm.
correct?
Correct.
And this is the only person that has submitted a bid.
And she's local, so that would also be beneficial.
I think we accept the bid from Monica Castleman for janitorial services.
Would you like a start date?
Did she say?
There's a contract that you can probably,
Okay.
that you'll have to sign.
That's fine.
Okay.
That she'll have to sign that. There's room to put, Barry to put that in.
Okay. Any other discussion on that?
Well, do we start it now or do we start it the first month? Because he's going to do monthly, or do we start at the middle of this month? So it kind
It'll probably depend on
When she can,
of, okay,
in the contract and everything.
so it'd just be from 21st to 21st or something like that.
Yeah, we can,
Okay.
once we approve it, then we can write up a contract and make sure that both sides are good with that, and then both of us sign it and go good.
Okay.
we already have a contract that someone's already approved, so just need signatures.
Excellent. Any other discussions? Hearing none, all in favor? Opposed? Motion passes. E, old business, ordinance 338. I believe this is our trash service ordinance. Reason why we brought this back up, we've talked about it the last couple months. I would like someone or a couple people to take a hold of this ordinance. It has not been redone since, I believe, 1976. So I would like to have one or two people go through this, make some recommendations, make some changes, just basically go through it, and I would like to start doing this on a more regular basis, finding out that a lot of our ordinances are quite old. So can I get a volunteer or two to go through this ordinance? And if you don't have it with you as of tonight, I'm sure Amy can get that for you. I believe I have a copy somewhere.
Yeah, everyone should have one.
I would suggest, like, whoever works with Bob, since Bob's been here the longest, and I went through it, and he can explain some of the stuff that's in here, what is obsolete and what is not.
I think she
And you might as well, because look at that.
See?
Perfect. Questions, but
Then I would love for a volunteer to step up and say, I want to go through this and make recommendations back to the council as to
I'll
an
volunteer. If Bob's
So I have a
okay
question.
with it.
Yes.
We have a decision where we're steering, because we did talk about steering, maybe we'll make it the customer's responsibility for trash service, or are we gonna continue? Because that'll change, we gotta rehash this really, or we need to find a whole new ordinance to decide which route we're gonna go.
I have spoken to some other communities, and they really say not to put it on the residents, that it will create even more work trying to enforce, as much as I really like to do that. But this way, it ensures that the residents have it, otherwise they've got different vendors, it's going to be, and are they private individuals saying, yeah, I'll haul it for you? And that's where this talks about, this is how this ordinance used to be, was they could get anybody to haul their trash for them and stuff. And I realize that our administration office would love to not have to deal with the trash service, but to ensure that everybody in this community does have the trash service, I lean more that we continue to contract it out and keep it as a utility with the city. That's just my opinion on it.
I'm fine with that.
I've seen a lot of comments that they're not, they want to complain about what we're doing, but they're not interested in finding their own also, so.
Well, it's just, like I said, I spoke with some other communities to ask, what do you do? And they highly said, no, you don't want to go in that direction. It will be more work for Bob
Yeah.
and possibly even the office in trying to track down and do all of this stuff of ensuring that everybody has trash service in the community. So,
Yeah, as the local health officer, you need to do it in the city because there is nothing I can do about trash for the county. And the only way that the sheriff's department can get involved is if it's in the easement or in a right of way. And so you just end up telling people, sorry, and that's what'll happen. So you have to go back on what other regulations you have. Because the county won't be able to do anything.
And I think if
Yeah, I
anyone
think-
has a legit concern, like out here on Flush, I think we can come in and like work with them.
Well, if you're okay with it, if you want to go through it a little bit more,
Yeah.
talk with Bob, talk with whoever you need to, and then maybe bring us back your
In May,
changes and additions.
Suggestions?
whatever. Yes, that would be awesome. So we can put that in the future as well. Anything else on that?
Did you make a second?
Did I get a second volunteer? I don't think I heard one,
I didn't.
but I got one, so.
Michelle, if you need help,
Okay.
I'll volunteer.
yes.
I was just gonna say, if you need help, let me know.
I was gonna say, once we do some, sit down, more lines, looking it over and
Yeah.
verifying it, that would be good. So, who wants to be? You?
I can do it.
Okay, cool.
It can be all three of you if you want.
Well,
I don't
and
think
that's
it would
a
be-
quorum,
Well, that's true.
Yeah,
that's
It's
a quorum,
quorum,
yeah.
yeah.
so, 2 max.
Cool. All right, moving on to resolution 02-26. Basically, this is just a resolution to have a meeting with the property owner of, I believe it's 205 Fulton, East Fulton Street, about an unsafe structure. Basically, it's a resolution to have a meeting on May 4th to decide if things are going to progress or if the structure needs to come down. Is that correct, Summer?
That is correct, yep. And I've spoken with the property owner today, and then we'll appear at May 4th at 10, so that we can discuss that with the property owner. Because the council has determined that an unsafe structure, so now we have to issue a resolution, we have to publish it, and then we have to have a meeting. And from it, we can always work that out in interim and even past that May 4th date, but it at least gets that property moving and making it a priority that you guys have deemed to be a priority.
So basically, I just need a motion to approve resolution 02-26.
I make a motion to approve resolution 02-26.
Is there any discussion on that? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We can get that set up for May 4th. Is there any other future agenda items at this point that we need to put on for next month or months after?
So maybe
Okay.
lifeguard manager, lifeguards, and, what's the other thing?
Our
Handbook.
handbook.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be much to the handbook, we just went through it.
But we have baby pool then too.
It's true.
Don't worry, we got this.
Okay, any other future agenda items? Hearing none, we'll go to the treasurer's report.
Okay, does anyone have any questions? Okay, if not, then the only thing I need to do is, we've got you a signature card, but there's 2 more, so apparently we can take Ashley off of and add you to. So I just need approval of that, and that would be for the money market account and the commercial checking,
Okay,
the city park improvement fund, sorry. Commercial checking, so.
Which one? Money market,
And the city park improvement fund.
I make a motion to remove Ashley and add Wade on the signature cards for the money market account and the city park improvement account.
Second.
Any discussion on that? All in favor? Opposed? What else you got?
I think that's all I have.
Quick and easy.
Yeah.
Bob, you're up.
Any questions that I turned in? Next week, the company doing the sewer cleaning is gonna start for a couple days. It's only take a couple days. I kinda got noticed out and tomorrow with the door knockers or door notices on doors for letting people know that they're affected. Only other thing is I have is that I kinda messed up. When we purchased the new skid loader, I overlooked how much heavier it is compared to our existing skid loader, and I can no longer haul it with our utility trailer, our equipment trailer. So I need to upgrade equipment trailer to one with 16,000-pound axles. I have enough money coming back from Purple Wave. The cost is going to be $5,300 trading in two existing trailers. The existing utility trailer and a mower trailer I really don't use. So I have enough money making up. Right now at Purple Wave we're at $35,000 as of tonight for coming back, so I have money to cover it. But, this skid
That's off everything.
That's off everything, yeah. This skid loader weighs about 3,000 pounds more than the one we had.
I mean, coming back from Purple Wave, that's the truck and the,
That's everything on there now.
but it's just about the bid that now, or?
Yeah,
Okay. When's that up?
the end of the 31st.
End of the month, okay.
So, yeah, we can,
I make a motion he upgrades his trailer so he can haul skid loader.
I'll
Safely.
second that.
probably better put a dollar amount on it.
5,300 recovered.
5,500.
Second.
Any discussion on that? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Go get a trailer. What else you got?
Unless you guys had something.
Anybody have any questions for Bob? Do we have a clerk's report this month? Knew that look was coming.
No clerk.
We might have a clerk soon. We're getting closer.
Yes.
Let's move on. Streets, I believe that's still you, Bruce, right?
I got
Nothing? Utilities. Nothing. Man, killing it. Planning and zoning.
Planning and zoning, we will have our first meeting here March 18th. And in that, we'll be going over the bylaws. The planning commission members will get the regulations to review and become very familiar with. Bob will also basically tell them some of the things that are going to be coming up so they can pay particular attention to those parts of the regulation so that they will be able to move forward the following month. Hopefully we've got a set time that will be the same time each month and everything for the planning commission. So, and once that first meeting goes, I'm out. So I will attend to monitor, and that will be, and the rest will be up to the planning.
Awesome.
Yes, sir. So we've had a lot of issues with the code enforcement side, and a lot of people saying they really don't know any rules that they're supposed to follow. So I talked to him today, so I put together a page that we can add to the newsletter that lists all our important ordinances and gives a brief description and explains that if you're in violation, you're gonna get a letter from Summer, and then she's gonna give you a time frame to work with me to get it fixed. Just making sure you guys will be okay with that. Just hammer it in every newsletter on the website every month. Just keep hammering it.
You did a good job.
And the public can go to Westmoreland's website.
Yeah.
And click down on the drop box for ordinances.
And
That is what I did
I've
when
included.
I first moved to Westmoreland, back to Westmoreland and everything, and read up on ordinances and everything. So it's very easy to navigate.
Excellent.
Just Just put Bob's phone number on the newsletter.
Yes.
Call him.
Don't do
I'll do that. Interrupt you, thanks later.
Anything else from planning and zoning?
Nope,
Awesome.
that's it.
Pool. See, we have a building. What else we got?
Jesse and I went through the handbook and kind of did tweak it, so, I will work on retyping it, so Amy does not have to. It's easy. I have the old one, so we'll just highlight the changes and then we'll bring it to council and,
I kind of worked on prices a little bit.
we did work on pricing. I think we worked on, any sort of list that they could, like opening, closing, which we'll have to give it Bob too on, once we know a little bit more. Just trying to build from scratch what we need.
What's ETA on the black work crew?
So they haven't been there for a month.
I saw 2 guys.
So they slowly are moving in. They've had a crew in, grouting the interior of the pool, getting ready for paint.
That's what they're doing.
And then more guys showed up today, but they're working on the building and I don't know what their schedule is. I believe we'll have a meeting.
Let's see, the plumbers have
We're
been
gonna
there
have a
for
meeting again with them until next month, I believe, because they knew they were gonna be gone. Maybe not as long as what they thought. So we'll know next month a little better schedule, but I would say we get another couple weeks in, probably me and you two need to go up there and do a walk around and kind of see layout.
Yep.
And I've got a majority of everything that I think we need bought, but just to look, I think I'll just leave it at that.
We gonna leave it there. We got this.
Sweet.
Yeah,
Ish.
I really want to go up there and look around. I just don't want to go up there when they're working or
I'm kind of holding off
off the
till
fence.
they get the floor and the walls poured so we can try to get a layout of the building.
Oh,
We know what the layout is, but so we can physically see it, because I think we kind of shot ourselves in the foot by not going a little bit bigger. I think we're crowding ourselves out already. So we'll know more when they get the building built.
All right, anything else for pool, or I guess parks and cemetery and all those, I forgot. Nothing else there? All right. Flint Hills Regional Council.
Yes, they are meeting next Friday. It's going to be the monthly meeting. And then I did attend a workshop that had to do with don't ask me, community development, which is called the CDBG. And it basically was explaining all the various grants that are available for commercial rehabilitation, youth training, some other things, possibly with homeowners, underground storage tanks that the brownfield study can assist residents or property owners with. Because apparently, I've heard the state is really looking into the underground storage units and stuff. So this might be something through the Flint Hills Regional Council, particularly the brownfield study, that they assist with the removal of those underground storage units. Probably go in, they'll also test the soil, make sure, I think, all of that stuff, that it's clean. So kind of want to get that information out. So if there's any property owners in Westmoreland that have underground storage units on their properties, that this might be something to explore, something that can be beneficial to the community.
Excellent.
That's all I got.
All right. I don't have anything. Summer, what do you got?
Well, we've had a lot of cases that we've prosecuted lately. A lot of letters have gone out, and we have 4 dog complaints that we're getting ready to send letters out. So it's a lot of folks with dogs. There's a lot of inoperable vehicles just needing to be tagged, some debris issues. So we have 1 case set for hearing on the 23rd of March, but we originally had about 6 that day, but they've all cured it when they got a notice of hearing from me. So we're doing pretty well. We like to see compliance. That's the goal, of course, having any court appearances. There are, I feel like the biggest complaint that I get from these folks when they call me, because I had one call me today, is that I'm being picked on by the city. And so I continue to say, please just report anything that you see. You have to make a report to the clerk's office. And so encourage anybody that says those words to you, like, we're not picking on you. We're just make sure you report anything that you see too, because then I'll prosecute it.
Can I ask a question with
Yeah.
all of these? Is there some restriction as to all the time you spend on this, all the time that Bob spends on this, and how much he's tried to work with these individuals and everything? It seems like what the cost of the city pays, which is basically taxpayer dollars, the fines don't even begin to cover.
Yeah,
And
so
is it restricted by state statute or what?
by your
is-
ordinance.
By the ordinance of what can
So-
be,
Every ordinance has attached to it a penalty for non-compliance. And it might be jail time, it might be a fine of $500, it might be both. The fines are kind of all over the place. So if you guys want to study the most common are like 523, 550. Those were the main ordinances that we're prosecuting often. If you want to increase those fines. And then if the defendant, when we get in the courtroom, and if judge enters that order, we've not previously had a lot of those orders entered by the court, but we do have a new magistrate that will be practicing, and then if he orders that the defendant pay and they don't pay, there's a potential to put a lien on their tax lien that we can apply toward their property. There are some methods of relief that we can take, some different avenues, but if you want to increase court costs, and then they'll be able to have a court-appointed attorney. The few times that I've asked for jail time, judge has asked, he's just appointed an attorney to represent them. And that's a charge of the city as well, to have somebody defend if they're going to jail time.
But what I've seen in the past, and correct me if I'm wrong, the judge kind of has the oversee over that. He makes that
Correct.
decision. So
I can ask for jail on every single case.
I would say it's probably not worth the trouble because the judge has the final say. So what we've seen in the past is he's like, okay, you got 60 days. You got 30 days, depends on,
Yeah.
you know.
This magistrate will be different
Yeah.
than our former one, so we'll see what he does.
okay, because I'm just feeling like, looking at the list and how long it is and how long it's been going on,
Yeah.
and Bob giving up every opportunity to resolve,
Yeah,
and then it's not until they go to court, then it's
Correct.
like, oh, I'll take care of it. But there's been so much money spent
mm-hmm.
to get to that point.
The history was that our prior magistrate would say, okay, you do have 30 days, and now let me give you another 35 days, and kind of just move that benchmark out, and sometimes it's appropriate, but even if I ask for something, it's completely up to the judge what
Right.
he will end up doing. So we'll see how our new magistrate handles these cases. I expect it to be a lot firmer than before, a lot firmer. So I think you'll have more penalties attached to these defendants for non-compliance, and we'll see.
Does the fine have to be a solid number, or can you have maybe a high number, say up to?
You can rewrite your ordinance. Some of them, most of them are 500 or 1,000 or jail time or both. And so it's restrictive. You can't just pick an arbitrary number in between that. So if you wanted to rewrite any of your ordinances to be, the court may fine up to $2,000. That way you have all of that wiggle room.
That's what I'm saying, set a higher number and say up to, and depending on the case, how difficult it is.
Correct.
Okay.
And so 550, that's the big one. That's the one that we always deal with, I think. Don't you think so, Bob? It's still the biggest one. So that would be the one that if you wanted to pay attention to fees, I think that it's 500 for a penalty. But there's also jail time that could be attached to it potentially.
Excellent. Any other questions for Summer, or do you have anything else?
Nope.
Awesome. Do we have any reason for an executive session tonight?
Well, there you I got nothing.
Just one more motion.
Yeah, motion to adjourn.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned. Thanks everybody for coming.